Hello, humans on this planet. I have constructed this list right here, and this is the top 50 Pokemon that were used in Gen 9 ZU from last month. So this is, like my Gen 3 videos that you've seen already, most likely. So this is Gen 9 ZU, and the most used Pokemon was Mesprit. I actually used this myself. I unwittingly put a Mesper on my very first ZU team and it did all right. I didn't do all right. It did all right. I didn't do all right because I have no idea what I'm doing. But Mesprit, knockoff, U-turn, stealth rocks. You can slap a choice scarf on it. It can kind of just do whatever you want it to do. It's got pretty good stats, so it won't die to anything. Yeah. Now, I don't know what happened in the universe. What in God's green earth led to this event where, first of all, Jolteon is ZU. So if you don't know what ZU means, that stands for zero usage. So basically, these are the least loved Pokemon in all of Gen 9. They are the weakest, apparently. And not only is Jolteon apparently super weak, but it's not even the strongest of the weak Pokemon. It got the silver medal. I don't agree with that at all. I think it's number one. I think it's better than Mesprit. I'm not even going to explain why. No, I'm not going to explain why. Then you got Hitmontop, who's got Rapid Spin and, the bulk ups, the close combats, mock punches, sucker punches, all kinds of punches. You would think it could do more kicking moves than punches. No, it's mostly punching. Now, moving on to the next tier from most popular to least popular, it goes Sandslash. This is from 15 to 10%, by the way, usage. Sandslash, which is basically the second best Rapid Spinner after Hitmontop, although I will say I think I've seen Sandslash more than Hitmontop. Hitmontop, to me, I think can exert more offensive pressure. That's just my wrong opinion, of course. Spiritomb's number 5. That does not surprise me. I actually one time got my whole village ransacked by a Spiritomb because, you got to think, Spiritomb, it's not quite how it was in Gen 4 where, you battle Cynthia's Spiritomb and you're like, oh, what the hell is this thing? I never seen this in my Pokemon Platinum playthrough. Oh, it's not taking any damage. Oh, it's immune to like 3 different things. Oh, it's pretty bulky. No. It's still kind of like that, but now it is in fact weak to Fairy, before it had no weaknesses. But remember, guys, Fairy is it's a busted type. It's one of the best types in the game. So you're not really going to find too much Fairy types, I've already noticed. I already checked this list. There's almost none of them actually, funny enough, because they're banned. They're all much higher. So Spiritomb, because it's only weak to Fairy, and there's not that many Fairy types in ZU. Well, now it's strong in ZU. That's just, I don't know, natural selection, I suppose. Then you got Charizard and Venusaur back to back, and even Snorlax to take Blastoise's job. Charizard, Game Freak's funny golden child, I suppose. It's always going to have heavy duty boots because of stealth rocks. And then usually, I've only seen that guy a couple of times, but when I see it, it was just dragon dancing. I'm not entirely sure what the best Charizard thing is, but I have used Venusaur, and this was the Pokemon where I learned that you can't actually put anything to sleep in Gen 9. Like that went way over my head. I had no idea. I guess that's fair because Gen 9 has insane power creep. So you can't just be going around willy-nilly putting bros to sleep because then it's just like, what do you do to stop it? But I've seen an enemy Charizard actually one time set up the sun for me and then my Venusaur come in and kill them with like a sludge bomb, so that could happen. Snorlax, I was very shocked to see Snorlax in ZU because, I have a bit of an older generation background, particularly with 1 and 3. And Snorlax was OU in those ones. I haven't played 2, but as we all know, Snorlax is the best Pokemon in Gen 2, straight up. So it's kind of crazy to see this thing so deep down here in the bottom of the Mariana Trench. I almost never really see it myself. But I would imagine, if this was me, I would think the smartest thing is like Curslax. I don't know. It's probably not Belly Drum, so I don't really have a take on it. By the way, I haven't seen a lot of these Pokemon, hence the name Zero Usage. I just know the ones that I've used and the ones that gave me some issues along the way. And to my surprise, next is Basculin. And I actually have heard, I don't know where I heard this from. Some other PokeTuber said like Basculin's like a top tier threat in ZU. In Gen 9. I didn't really believe it. No, it's actually true. I haven't seen one. I haven't used one. I don't know why. I guess it's because of, I believe the Fishman gets adaptability. So, Choice Spam, Terra Water, Aqua Jet, that kind of thing. And these guys are just kind of weak down here. So That's what I would imagine would happen. Wave crash, whatever. Moving on to the next tier of 10 to 8%. I swear I've seen these Pokemon more than the ones in 15 to 10%. First is Braviary. That thing is strong. Lots of Brave Birds, lots of U-turns. It also will have heavy-duty boots, and it's one of the best defoggers. It's not really a tanky Pokemon, but, like, you know, there's not too much beef down here in ZU, so you get what you can get. Whimsicott, it's got Prankster. That's everything you need to know. I don't know what your opinions on Prankster is. I think it's a top-tier ability. It's evil. It's literally, hence the name. It's pretty thematic. Prankster. You're just sitting here, just cheating the game, breaking the game. Oh, I'm just gonna leech seed sub, whatever. That's what it does. It's not fun. Then you got Muck. Hey guys, what's Muck spelled backwards? That's right, it's Arbok. Who, by the way, is not on this list, which is a bunch of BS because I've been using Arbok. But yeah, Muck, yeah, I could actually probably say Muck is better. Muck's got Curse. Muck is basically like a not quite as good Snorlax, I guess. It's Poison Touch. Imagine that. Imagine Muck. Imagine some guy coming up to you asking you, hey, how do you spell my name back? You know what I mean? Like, that's not really something you want to run into. It's got Poison Jab, Poison Touch. Anything that involves those nasty-ass fingers that's got, that sludge blob, like you could just get poisoned, so that's kind of rough. And it's very hard to bring down. Muck has a lot of special defense for who knows why. And then, you know, it just curses up. So it kind of reminds me of like Suicune or something from Gen 3, where Suicune's only weak to 2 special attacks in the game, which is grass and electric at the time. And then you just go for Calm Minds with it, and now you're indestructible. You just have a lot of defense, so nothing can hit you on that side. Now you have a lot of special defense. That's kind of how Muck feels. Then there's Clawitzer. I actually have used Clawitzer. It's pretty straightforward. It is actually insanely strong. I do like it. I don't think it's really good because Bro is also insanely slow. You just slap a Choice Specs on it, give it the Mega Launcher. Water Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, Fire Pulse. I'm kidding, that's not a move, but if it had Fire Pulse, you best believe I would slap a Terra Fire on this thing and do that. By the way, I don't really know what the best terrors are with all these guys. I'm just giving my rough opinion on all these Pokemans. And then to finish off this tier is Lantern, who is a bulky water type, who can have Volt Absorb or Water Absorb. I don't know, that's fun. You got Volt Switch. Thunderbolt. I think it gets Scald. It's like, remember how they mutilated every single water type's ability to have Scald? Not that one. He gets to continue to be a Gen 5 water type, just Scald everywhere, burning everything alive. So that's pretty cool. On to the next tier, we have Vikavolt. I have used this. I've had this used against me. Very strong. It's kind of like Clawitzer. Very, very strong. And it has Sticky Web. It's, I would say, the best Sticky Web user out here. You know, I mean, it's not quite as useful as you can imagine probably in the past with the introduction of heavy-duty boots. But, you know, I mean, if you can eliminate the Rapid Spinner, Defog, or whatever, you know, Vikavolt is very slow, so it kind of helps out. Honestly, I'll just speak from experience. Even with that Sticky Web up, there's some Pokemon out here that'll still outspeed me. But it's the thought that counts. And then after Vikavolt, you have the Alaskan Bullworm. I have never seen that thing. I don't have an opinion on it. I would imagine it's like Arbok. I mean, look at it. It has to know Coil. So maybe I should actually try that thing out over Arbok. Then you have that thing. It's like, I'd have no idea what kind of animal it is. It's called Grafii, which kind of looks like Giraffarig or Farigiraffe. It's not a giraffe. It's some kind of weird squirrel creature thing from the forest, and it's a poison type. It's very fast. It has knockoff Gunk Shot. I don't know what that guy's deal is. He's just really, really fast. Then you have Regirock. He's on all my teams. We know this. I roll up with like what I'd imagine a Gen 4 Regirock would look like. It just has Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave. It doesn't have 100% accuracy, by the way. I have to point that out. And then Rock Slide to Paraflinch everybody, because Rock Slide's really fun. 6-7. And I have Rest on it. I've never clicked Rest before, but once again, it's the thought that counts. Sableye is next. That guy, kind of annoying. It has Prankster, very good ability, and then it also has Knockoff, a Stab Knockoff, I must add. It can have Recover, Willow Miss, things like that, although Sableye at the end of the day is just Sableye. So their stats aren't very impressive. Isn't it funny how Sableye got a Mega Evolution and they got banned competitively? I find that to be interesting. Then you have Passimian. I think that's her name, Passimian. I've never used this thing. The last time I used this thing was a Gen 9 random battle, and they're not even from Gen 9. But it's fast. It's just kind of like a revenge killer, knockoff close combat, stuff like that. Gunk shot if you want to miss. Carbink I've seen a few times. They use it for stealth rocks or dual screens to, you know, send in whoever. I think somebody actually did that to me, and then they sent in their Spirit Tomb, and I did not have a fun time after that. And then you have Weezing, who I've got to be honest, I thought would be higher on this list. Weezing is one of the most annoying Pokemon to fight in ZU. Because I tried using some boost sweepers. As sad as it is to say, one of the favorite ones that I've used is actually Arbok. I know, it's a crazy full circle we've made. But then you run into Weezing a lot, and then Weezing just has the neutralizing thing, and then it has haze, and then you're just sad. It just resets everything. So I hate you. And then you have Typhlosion, who, I would just take Charizard. But you got Eruption, a Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Eruption whenever you can put Heavy Duty Boots so you don't lose your HP with Stealth Rocks. But you probably won't have that problem because you have a million Defoggers. Girder can learn Defog, by the way. And then you have Upside Down Squidward. I have never seen that Pokemon before. Something I've noticed about these Pokemon, as opposed to like my Gen 3 list, is that there's so many more Pokemans, and it's so much more, I guess we'll say, balanced because they all just got, you know, thrown to the bottom of the barrel, that the numbers and usage, it's much, much, much closer. In previous generations, there's a much more, bigger disparity gap. But anyway, Drifblim, I actually use that Pokemon. I like him a lot. I'm going to continue to use them until I finally get some Elo, which may never happen. Strength Sap, Calm Minds. I haven't used Unburn. I have Aftermath, but I probably should use Unburn like some kind of stupid berry and use it as a boost sweeper. I like the store power thing on that. Terra Psychic, all that good stuff. A Magneton. I don't see Skarmory anywhere. Honchkrow. Have I seen Honchkrow? I think so. I think they use like Life Orb, and then they just punch you in the face. They sucker punch you in the face a lot. Glastrier, I don't think I've ever seen that guy either, which is funny because like Calyrex Ice Rider, I'm aware in like VGC is one of the most busted things known to man. But without that little guy riding his back, and in singles, they're all the way down here. I think this Pokemon is called Minior. And the first time I think I ever did a ZU battle ever, that was the first Pokemon that my opponent selected. They went for a Shell Smash right off the bat and swept me. Abomasnow. Oh, this guy does the same thing every time. I actually thought Abomasnow would be a little bit higher. They just have the Icy Rock and Aurora Veil. So, not Alolan Ninetales, I'm assuming, is better, or else we would probably be seeing them. So, they're probably banned or in a higher tier. But yeah, if you have an Aurora Veil up, that's, in case you don't know what that is, that's reflecting light screen, and they had a baby, so now, whatever. Now Abomasnow is more useful, but what's crazy about that is it's still in ZU. But that's what they do. It's just to set up Pokemon. It even has Blizzard. It froze me one time. You gotta love that. It's always fun. And then you have a tree right here. I like trees. Up next is Primeape in the next tier. And I gotta be honest, I don't even know what item you would put on Primeape, because I sometimes forget that this guy can now evolve. So I would imagine you put an Eviolite on it, but I think it's good enough to have a Choice Scarf or a Band or Life, or I don't know. I just know that Primeape hurts people. It's kind of like Passimian. I don't think it's as good as Passimian because Passimian stole Primeape's job. So I don't know what to say about that guy. I don't really know what to say about any Pokemon here except Jolteon. Jolteon's the GOAT. Rock out. Then you got Electros. Why would you ever use that when you can use Jolteon? Frostlass, I've used that Pokemon. It's good. It's a pretty good lead. You can have the taunts, the spikes, the Destiny Bonds to make people mad. And then you have that Pokemon who... When did Black and White come out? Like over 10 years ago? So I still can't pronounce that thing's name correctly. Cryo. You have the Cryo Pokemon right there. Who it's sort of like Regice. It has a lot of special defense. And this thing, I believe it gets Rapid Spin and Recover. So that's what I would imagine people are using it for. and freeze dry. If you don't know what freeze dry is, in case you're like a Gen 3 boomer and you're not cool and hip with the times, man, freeze dry is an ice type move that is super effective against water. Very useful for Rigorath. I talked about you earlier when I was talking about Grafai Giraffe Rig. I don't know what to do with for Rigorath. I think people are using it with like Trick Room. Sneasel. I've actually seen Hisuian Sneasel more. Houndoom. Nope. Never seen that guy. Man, they don't call this zero usage for nothing. Ditto I have seen. Ditto, I thought it would actually be higher. Ditto can be kind of a cheesy Pokemon. I've almost got reverse swept when I was going on a rampage with my Arbok, of course, which is nowhere here in the top 50 because everybody's sleeping on Arbok. But yeah, you just Imposter, slap a Choice Scarf on. It's a tale as old as time. By old as time, I mean like Gen 5. Yeah, Gen 5. And then, yeah, it's kind of it. Hey, I show up. I'm better than you. Here's the kill button. I win. Good. Shake my hand. Then you have Lycanroc. I think that guy's thing is like probably Stealth Rock, Swords Dance, Accelerock. Wow. ZU, huh? Isn't this interesting? It's like the bottom of like the Gen 9 iceberg if you think about it. And the final tier goes Articuno. I've used Articuno. You can have Roost on that guy, U-turn, very tanky. Hitmonchan, that guy can bulk up, punch you in the face with its Drain Punch and steal your health away. Darkspun. I don't know much about Darkspun. I just know that Darkspun can beat Koraidon, which is like the most overpowered Pokemon known to man. And here it is down here at the bottom of ZU, by the way. A actual lawnmower, I would call Ghostbusters. I don't know what the hell that thing's doing. Just speaking of Ghostbusters, you got another tree that's actually a ghost. I like trees. Zangoose, I don't think I've ever seen that. Then you have an inferior Swampert. I mean, excuse me, it's a Wishcash. I'm actually aware that Wishcash can learn Dragon Dance, but the few times I have seen it, I think this guy just uses spikes. I don't know how it learns spikes. Like, where are the spikes coming from off its body? Makes you think. But anyway, the next Pokemon in the 48th slot, because I'm good at the numbers. I know what number that is. That's number 48. Shaman. By the way, Shaman Sky is Ubers. It is literally banned. Isn't that amazing? How just one ability... I'm talking about Serene Grace. The regular Shaman has Natural Cure. I thought it would be better than ZU. I guess Gen 9 is just the Wild West. I've only really played a little bit of ZU in Gen 9. That's why I don't know anything about anything. But yeah, Shaman Sky, Ubers. Then you have Smeargle, which is kind of funny. Smeargle is just one of the ultimate, like, just historically one of the most troll Pokemon I've ever seen in Pokemon history. So I guess it's probably a good thing that it's not so strong in Gen 9. But this would not surprise me if you're gonna go on YouTube one day. It's gonna be in your recommended from your favorite Pokemon YouTuber, David. And it's going to be like how Smeargle took over Gen 9 Ubers. It's going to be doing some stupid like Dark Void or whatever. I don't even know if it's allowed to do that anymore. Wait, I don't think it is. Excuse me. But it's going to do something stupid because if you don't know, Smeargle can learn every single move known to man. Except, I believe, Dark Void because Game Freak saw those VGC results. They're like, yeah, no. We're putting you away forever. And then the final Pokemon, Samurott. I've never seen that Pokemon in my life. Not even in my black and white playthrough. So there's the top 50 ZU Pokemon right there. If you skip to the end of the video, which I know some of you do. If you like to battle me in ZU, you can send me a request. But good luck with that because trying to battle me is like trying to catch the boogeyman. See you later.